Hello everybody, it's Hot Dog Mike here, the Hog Hound. It's our very first video. Look at that. It actually happened by accident. I was uploading a whole bunch of shorts and you'll have to excuse me if I'm out of breath. So we're on a 7-mile walk. It's been very lovely. We're a good portion of the way through. Started off cold. Now it's getting a little toasty, right? Just a little toasty, but anyway, excuse me there. But yeah, I was uploading shorts just from old videos, and apparently there's a 10 short a day limit, or sorry, 10 uploads, and then so I had to delete one of those, and then I thought, well, I'll just live stream. But I think you need 50 subscribers for that. I have no idea how this works. Doesn't matter either way. But so the point of this video, right, is just to welcome you. Welcome to Hot Dog Mike, the Hog Hound. It's gonna be a good year. You know, really, I'm just a guy. Name's Hot Dog Mike. I love hot dogs, but that's not what it's all about, right? You know, a lot of the Hot Dog Mike videos I've made in the past that I've just been sharing with friends. This is, I don't know, a little fun thing to do. You know, very rarely touch on the subject. But that being said, though, too, I for a very, very, very long time, I've been a big fan of those tubular meats. And so, you know, this channel will be a few-fold, right? First aspect, of course, is maybe we'll do some live streams just for whatever sake. Eat a pack of hot dogs, buns, wash it down with some ice cold whole milk. Go into what we like, what we don't like. How about some hot dog reviews as well? You know, we'll start small. The grocery store that we have available to us is great. It has everything you need, but not everything you want, right? So we'll start small there. We'll do some of those normal brands that you think of. You know, the bad and the good, right? Because not all hot dogs are created equal. I mentioned this in a welcome short, but corn syrup's a big thing for me. I don't understand. I mean, it's just cost and filler. It doesn't. Personally, I don't like the way that it tastes. But I don't understand why they fill all these things up with corn syrup, right? So if we do reviews of those, I don't think they'll be positive, but I will go in with an open mind and an empty stomach. We'll polish off 8 of those bad boys with buns. We'll try some different styles of buns, and then the toppings as well. My favorite, if I'm looking for convenience. Once again, you'll have to excuse me, I'm a little heavy breathing, hard to talk and walk for a long period of time. It's cold outside, my nose is running, I am a mess. But what was I saying? Toppings. There's a simple way, simplest is mayonnaise. I love a hot dog with mayonnaise. My favorite, if I have extra time, is to caramelize some onions, right? And then put some sort of nice mustard on there, like, I don't know, Dijon, stone ground, super fancy. But there's a million different ways to have a dog. Too many toppings kind of take away from the enjoyment for me. You lose the flavor of that delicious beef, right, paired with the bread. So I don't know, throughout the year we'll talk about all those things, and then at the end of the year we'll tally up how many hot dogs we're eating, and we'll do one grand final review. What were some of my favorites, right? And that's just not on like taste alone, is what it is. You know, maybe something happened that day. Maybe we went on a big adventure, walked 12, 13 miles, and I came back, dogs were barking, figuratively speaking, put the feet up and sat back with the most delicious, juicy dog. Now, you got to take that into consideration, right? It's the psychological side as well as just the, I don't know, tangible side, the material side. But, so it'll be a fun year for that. And, you know, thanks for joining me, right? I was just uploading some, I had to keep them under 50 seconds for the most part, because I was uploading them on Discord to some friends, and there's that 50, I don't know, kind of the data limit, right? Unless you had nitro. Once in a blue moon we were able to do that, but nope, not really anymore. Anyway, for whatever rhyme or reason, they were like, "Oh, Hot Dog Mike, you know, you should keep track, give us some reviews." And I said, "Hell yeah, let's do it. Why not? It sounds like a great time." I love making these videos, I really do. You know, it's kind of ironic because at the end of the day, I'd say I'm a pretty private person. I don't like people in my business. I mean, no one likes people in their business, but also, you know, what do you have to lose? It's fun. Sometimes too, I've noticed this last year, like in the summers, I run a lot, and some days I wouldn't really feel up to it, right? But I thought to myself, well, maybe I'll make a Hot Dog Mike video. And you know what? That was enough to put the shoes on, get out of the house. So it's not all bad. It's not all bad. A lot of the things we'll talk about are just not even related to food or hot dogs. You know, I'm not just this one-dimensional heathen. Two-dimensional. But we'll cross those bridges when we get there. And, you know, most of these things will just be made outside. It's the best place to be. It's quiet. It's nice. I saw some bald eagles earlier, right? So that's a good little treat. Occasionally we'll make one inside, you know, and that's probably just going to be the ones where we're actually like doing a review or cooking or taking a picture or what have you, right? Well, of course, eating. And then we're going to go from there, you know. The main goal is just for some fun, some entertainment, to see what kind of dogs we like and see how many dogs we eat throughout the year, right? When I was living in Colorado, I was hiking like a madman. That's all I would do. I would wake up, I would work, go back, get the dog, and then just go hiking, right? And the rough math was I did about 2 pounds of hot dogs a week, right? Which is completely dysfunctional, absolutely dysfunctional. And then on top of that too, I always wash it down with some whole milk. I drink, I would say, at least a quarter gallon of whole milk on a regular night. On big nights, sometimes we get up to a half gallon. I don't know what you're thinking. What about those arteries, Hot Dog Mike? That's a good question. You know, nothing good lasts forever. Someday I have to pivot, but for the time being, you know, I got a calcium scoring test done recently and everything came back as 0, which means I don't have any bones. No, I did different thing, but so for the time being, I feel healthy. I feel great. We're gonna keep up with it. And with these Hot Dog Mike videos, you'll just get my general thoughts, right? Whatever's relevant that day, whatever comes to mind. Never gonna be anything too fancy, too entertaining. So, you know, I hope just a couple of friends or whomever, it doesn't, you know, if you live in Wichita or India or Antarctica, perhaps, and you just get like, you know, 50 seconds of joy out of something of the sort, why not? Why not? And it brings me joy too. I love it. I love it. So that's kind of the gist of it. That's kind of the gist. We're gonna get back to our walk here. Got to keep all things balanced. Otherwise, I don't know, it just doesn't feel the same to go back and polish off a whole bunch of food. But tonight we're having, after this, I'm gonna go pick up my wife, and she's making nachos for dinner. We have a whole bunch of tortilla chips left over from Christmas. You gotta do something with them. So I don't know, it's kind of like a, no, it is a treat. Oh, it is a treat. I mean, how often do you get nachos? So yeah, this is gonna make for an awesome Friday night. And you know, when it feels right, I'll pump out a little Hot Dog Mike video, or you know, more than likely a little Hot Dog Mike short. How many times can I say hot dog in a single video? And we'll just go from there. I'm really looking forward to it. It's gonna be awesome. It's gonna be great. So that's what I have for today, everyone. I'm looking forward to seeing you on the next one. All right. And in the meantime, just deepen relationships, mitigate stress to the best as possible, you know, and take a second for yourself to take a deep old breath, because life is hard enough, you know. It really is. I mean, like, bad things are guaranteed to happen and good things are not, and it's all the more reason to just, I stole this from a book called The Gap and the Gain, right? And you know, living in the gap is living in this idealistic state. You didn't sign up for this, did you? Living in this idealistic state to where I'll be happy if, I'll be happy when, you know, it's always somewhere down the road, right? And a lot of times that goalpost moves, and really it's based off of Teddy Roosevelt's quote, "Comparison is the thief of joy." And it's hard, easier said than done, you know. And living in the game, though, is more so measuring your happiness with your past and just your present, right? And that big art is just finding a way to be content, you know, and at the same time having things that you want to work forward to, you know. Like, it does not have to be work related. This is just one man's opinion. Take it with a grain of salt. It does not have to be work related. You know, at the end of the day, as far as I'm concerned, you get one shot at this, right? And you can make it whatever you want to be. Be independent, you know, be strong to the best of your ability. And then when we make mistakes, we just learn from them with grace. And then grace is that other aspect of something, and try to practice. But as I steal a quote from The Office here and say, "Nobody's perfect," you know. That's cheesy, but yeah. So, hey, it's gonna be fun. We'll cover a lot of stuff. You know, some interesting, some not. That's for you to decide. Doesn't matter. But love you guys. Hot Dog Mike out.